Shalom, shalom, greetings, habari, mambo. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This is Wanda, and this is Dice for Connect. Welcome to my channel. To all my faithful subscribers, I want to say welcome back. To my new subscribers, I want to say welcome in the room. Welcome to my channel. Decided to do a video today, and I wanted to talk about some ways of how not to get scammed before coming to Africa as well as while living in Africa. These points that I'm going to bring out to you are not 100 proof, meaning there are other ways that you can get like taken advantage of or scammed or ripped off or whatever you want to call it. I'd say scammed. There are a lot of other ways, but some of the ways that I can think of that I have either dealt with, other people have dealt with, or, you know, um, yeah, that I've seen since living here in Tanzania. I wanted to give you a couple of pointers on what you could do to try to avoid being scammed or taken advantage of when you decide that you want to move to Africa. Now, this could be for any country, it could be for any Latin America, it could be for any country outside of America if that's where you live, or outside of um, UK, or outside of Jamaica, wherever you live. These pointers can help you throughout the world, actually. But it's a little different when you come to a country where you don't, the English is not the main language. So the fact that I'm in Tanzania and the main language is Kiswahili, and a lot of people do speak English, but there are some that don't, especially outside of the cities. The ones I notice in the cities speak it more, where the foreigners frequent, but outside of the cities, like in the villages or whatever, or in different areas outside of the main hub, Dar es Salaam, if you go to other areas, they don't speak English as much. Now, Arusha is kind of a touristy town, so they do speak a little bit more English. But when you go to the smaller places, um, or the other places outside of like Arusha or Dar, English, they don't always speak English as much. Some of them not at all. So there are some things that you need to keep in mind when you leave the West and you come to um, Africa, even before you decide that you want to come, and you're in America and you want to try to, because something about us as um, being born in America, and I'm specifically focusing on America because that's where I'm from, but we always like to plan ahead. We like to have everything mapped out and planned out. When we go on vacation, we want to know the hotel and all that, which is, you should have your plan set so when you go there, everything could kind of run smoothly. But that doesn't always work here in Africa, because when you book reservations and all that stuff online, what you see online does not always reflect what you see when you arrive. So sometimes that can throw a monkey wrench in your plans of trying to prepare ahead of time, trying to be proactive. Sometimes it's best to um, maybe, so for example, if you know you're coming to Tanzania and you're coming for 2 weeks, I always recommend, unless you know someone that stayed in that specific hotel, um, book your room for like 2 or 3 days, maybe 3 days, just so you can get here, you can rest up, and all that. And then after that, once you arrive, you can always extend your room. You can always, book more days. And actually, that may save you some money if you book that way, because a lot of the time, if you book to the different countries online, they're going to charge you US dollars when you physically come to the country. If you're in the country and you go to that hotel or whatever, um, depending on who's working there, you may get the local price um, that everybody gets. When I say local price, meaning you may get the price that everybody gets that walks in, or you may get a higher price because you're speaking English. So, but almost everything here is negotiable. Even with some of the hotel rooms, sometimes you feel like the rate is set, but you can go online and book a hotel here, for example, in Tanzania somewhere, and then you physically come here, and then you find out that is cheaper if you were to just come here and book a room than if you booked online. So sometimes it works out like that. So what lots of times what I do is if people are staying, especially if they stay at a hotel, I tell them to book for like a day or two, just to get rest or whatever. And then they may not like the hotel, they may not like the service, they may not like the food. It may be something about the hotel that they don't like. It may not be up to their standard, and then they don't want to stay there. But if you book this hotel for a whole week or 2 weeks and you're stuck because you paid your money and they don't give refunds, so some of them will let you pay um, when you arrive because they don't usually take your money on online. You pay cash or you pay card when you come, but you're locked in like a rate. So in order not to be locked in a rate, I recommend just book for a few days and then come here, see if you like it. You may not like it. You may want to go to another hotel nearby that you see that you like more. So I always say that, but that's kind of a start in wanting to leave the West and coming to anywhere in Africa. You got to know that the online processes are not the same as how they work in the West and how they work in the U.S. The Airbnbs, they're not going to be the same unless you rent an Airbnb from someone that is from the West. So if you have someone in these African countries and they're renting out Airbnbs, 9 times out of 10, those will be up to standard and up to par because they know how we're used to living. Some places a lot of people are going that they are usually up in their quality. Dar es Salaam is doing that. Accra is doing that. Nairobi is like that. So certain big cities you can book online and you'll be pretty much fine. But uh, these are things that you have to know that it may not be all that you are used to. The water may not be as hot. Water right might run out. It might get cold more often. Um, you may have some bugs in there. Not that they were in there, but if you have windows open and stuff, bugs can come in. Bugs are everywhere in Africa. So if you have an issue with bugs, then it's going to be rough for you because it doesn't matter how clean you keep your place, you're gonna have bugs. Like I keep my place really clean, but I still have bugs, and these are bugs I've never seen before. Like that's another thing. It's not like the typical bugs that we're used to seeing in the West. These are things with all kind of legs, flying and crawling and all kind of stuff. Yeah, they have all kind of bugs here. So that's something that you're going to see. The big water cockroach bugs have those. It's not that your place is filthy. It's just that you're in Africa and bugs are everywhere. And a lot of these places they don't make them to keep bugs out, so bugs can get in. They don't when they build these homes and apartments and all that stuff. They don't have that in their mind. Let's do this. Let's build this in such a way that no bugs will get in. They don't always like some of the doors are not all the way down or sealed completely. Some of the windows they have little cracks in them, so you can see that they didn't have the bugs in mind when they built the place. Which you just have to if you decide you want to build a structure, you just have to make sure that you let them know. Make sure all the corners are sealed, the doors are fitting properly where no bugs will get in. So that's I guess a way to keep you from starting off being overcharged and or I wouldn't say scam, but I would just say overcharged. And some people would say being overcharged is a scam, but a scam to me is like you spending your money for something that you didn't get. So not necessarily that it's not worth the money, but that you didn't get the service that you thought you would get. So, or you didn't get anything. So that's one thing when you decide to come. Okay, so you're here, and so you want to look for a place, and you need a driver, and um, you want to go to because here in Africa, and this is for all throughout Africa. Every time you need help with something, people are going to try to overcharge you for stuff. I mean, it is what it is. Um, the thing that I have been telling people is I have not been a fan of sending drivers to pick people up like I used to, unless it is someone that I really trust. But a lot of times when people pick you up, they overcharge. Like if they pick you up from the airport, if you have a driver to pick you up, they're going to charge you US dollars. They're not going to charge you what you would pay locally. And that's just a fact. That's all the way across Africa. I've only been to One, two, three. I've been to three African countries. I've been to Zambia, Tanzania, Ghana. I feel like I've been somewhere else, but I can't think. But in Kenya, yeah. So they're gonna overcharge you. Yeah. And the diaspora, if they pick you up, they're gonna overcharge you too. It's just a fact. Like we're not gonna lie about it. They picking you up because they making money. They got a business. Okay. They making money. So you're gonna be charged US dollars. And for me, yeah, I don't like that. So what I usually tell people is if you have an Uber app, most of these big cities you can use Uber, Accra. Um, I think you can use Uber in Accra, but I know and I think you can use it in Nairobi, but I'm not sure. I know in Dar you can. So if you can't use like your Uber or your Bolts, those apps, those driver apps, you get a driver and you just make sure that the prices are local. You might have to ask around and find out what is the cost to get a local, what is the cost to get from the airport to this hotel. Now, if you stay at a specific hotel, you can have the hotel have a shuttle come get you. So if you stay at the nicer hotels, which most of us usually stay at in the cities, you can ask them if they have a shuttle or if they have a driver. If they do, then they'll send a driver to pick you up, and it's going to be a lot less than just a regular driver that you get. So just keep that in mind, even when you decide to come, no matter where you want to go. I always say use your Uber app or use your Bolt app. These are apps that you can, Uber, Bolt, where you can get drivers because those fees are regulated in that app. So they can't like super duper overcharge you. Now, some of them can work. I've seen some of them work the numbers where they try to change your price. When they see it, they'll try to do something in the app to change the price. Sometimes they can do that, but for the most part, you'll get the fair price if you use the Uber app. So I've been telling people if you come to Tanzania or any other place, instead of me sending a driver that's going to tell me they're going to charge you US dollars to come, you can use your Uber app and just come to where you need to go, your hotel, your Airbnb, or somebody's house, wherever you go from the airport. Use your Uber app because you're going to get the fairest price. When I go to the airport, and I usually use the Uber app. If I leave my house and I'm going to the airport to pick somebody up or whatever, I'm using the Uber app because you'll get a cheaper price. So this is another way of being overcharged. So it adds up if you're here in Africa and everywhere you go, you're being overcharged, especially when it's like triple the price. Sometimes it can be triple. Not only double because that's bad, but triple could be triple, quadruple. Like the prices can really be overly, overly. They can really overly charge you, and so this is another way. Another thing you can do is if you um, come here and you need to go places, of course, you can connect with someone that lives here. It's a lot of us here. We got malls here. It's different places you can go to compare prices. If you want to buy a large ticket item, of course, I think I said this, you have to partner with a local or partner with someone that's already here. Like connect with someone that's already here. I ain't gonna say partner, but connect with someone like a diaspora. It's always best to connect with the diaspora no matter where you go in Africa or any other country. It's always good to connect with our people so they can show you the ropes and tell you what's a high price. Most of us know what's too much and what's not enough. And if we don't know, then we can get a local friend of ours or someone that's close to us to tell us the truth about what's the real cost, right? So always do that to help you not get overcharged, scammed, or whatever. Now, when it comes to doing business and when it comes to setting up businesses and partnering with locals and all that, that's a very tricky thing. So you do have to be patient. You have to be very patient and you have to watch people. You can't go by the first person that's nice to you because everybody's nice here. Everybody's nice here. It's part of their culture. They're very nice. So you can't go by that to figure out what the integrity level is for someone. You can know someone for a while and still not realize the integrity level is not where you thought it was. Like even with me, I had people I knew for locals that I've known for a year or two, and I didn't see any kind of lack of integrity. But when things got tight for them, kind of things started changing a little costs and different stuff. So you pay attention to that type of stuff. You can't always see it at the beginning, mind you. So that's the tricky part. So you have to watch people because um, you can, if you really are around someone and watch them closely, you can see little things. And you don't disregard it. You don't just be like, nah, no, that's a red flag. So you just have your little tally sheet in your heart, in your mind. Oh, they did this, don't forget it. Because as you see little things become big things. So this is another way that will help you not get scammed when you're trying to do business, when you're trying to find a partner, when you're looking for an attorney. With an attorney, a lot of people pretend that they're attorneys, or they call them advocates here, and sometimes they're not always advocates or attorneys. So you have to be kind of careful with that. You have to kind of ask questions. Where's your office and different stuff. And if they say, "Oh, my office is in my house," or I move around all this, be kind of leery of that because that person you can't prove that they actually are an attorney. They just telling you that. So you need to have someone that that has maybe an office. That's a start because businesses have to have office addresses and stuff here. So if you're an attorney and you're practicing law, you should have some kind of office. It could be in someone's house. Now that's true. It could be, but my attorney had an office. He had an office. He took me there. He had a receptionist. It was just like in the West, receptionist, waiting area, and then there was offices. It was a lot of other attorneys in that office. He was in a really a high rise building here in the city area. So I knew then when I saw that, oh, he's a real attorney. He's a real advocate. So those are things that you have to make sure before you give your money to anybody to help you with your residency permit, to help you with any kind of permit that you are trying to get. Uh, you know, I would say if you don't know anyone, immigration might be the better way for you to go to get a permit if you don't know a real attorney. Because if you get an attorney that's not really, you pay them your money and you pay them all that money to have their services in the permit, and then they take it, then you lost all that money. At least if you go to immigration, they can help you with the permit, and that it's in their office, so they work there, so it's more of a record of them doing this for you. There is an online that I've heard that you can do a permit online yourself. I have never tried it, but I know someone else who did, and so even online you can look online and see the immigration, whatever country you're going to see if you can do your permits and stuff online yourself. um, Even though I'm not as comfortable with their online systems here because a lot of things don't be working. And then if you do something online and it doesn't work out, then they're not gonna always back up their system. They're gonna be like, oh, something's wrong with the system. Oh well. It's nothing that they could do. Oh, it's nothing we can do because you did it online. So just have to be careful, mindful of that. So in business, it's very important so you won't get taken advantage of. You won't get scammed or lied to that I'm an attorney, I'm not. So it's always good to know someone that has an attorney already. It's really good instead of you trying to find one on your own or depending on the local. That's another thing. Be careful depending on locals to tell you everything. They can tell you a lot because this is their country, but when it comes to the things that we need as diaspora, they don't always know the different stuff with the diaspora. They're learning just like we are. So they know their stuff of what they do when they live here. So they can help you with that stuff. But when it comes to your immigration stuff, locals don't always know that. So be careful with getting advice or them saying, I have a friend, unless he's attorney, I have a friend that might can help you because they're gonna refer all kind of people to get money. I'm just saying. They know you're gonna pay money because you need this and that, right? So they're gonna be like, my friend can do it, yeah, and they friend don't know nothing. They trying to do research just like you trying to do. So yeah, be careful with that. And of course, and this is for Tanzania. You can't just, I don't have to mention anything about land because foreigners can't buy land. You have to buy land under a business. Now, I know some people said that they had talked to like chiefs or whatever. I don't know about stuff like that. I just know that foreigners can't own land unless it's a business. So you create a business, and then you buy your land. And for me, that's an investment. A lot of people are online talking about invest in Africa, invest in Africa. Well, investing in Africa is investing in yourself by creating a business and all that stuff on your own. Like, and instead of you depending on other people to invest your money and stuff, you just come. Investing your money is creating a business. That's investing your money. Investing your money is creating a small business for yourself and then buying land under your business. That's investment. So you don't want to take your money and give it to other people to fund their dreams, the their vision, their help their business. You can get something out of it, but believe me, you would get more if you tried to do your own thing and you're bound by your own. You set your own guidelines and rules as far as in terms of how the business is run. Yeah, you can, you know, invest in somebody else's company and they can try to help you get a work permit and all that. But it's a lot of paperwork and it's kind of complicated in my opinion because I don't know a lot of people that are doing that. So be careful with that. What I'm doing is I'm promoting yourself being self-sufficient. I'm promoting you creating a business of your own, not giving your money to somebody else to fund their dream. We all have dreams. And I think I've said this in another video, we all have dreams and goal desires and things that we want to do. Most of us want at least to own land and build a house and have a farm, have an organic, grow our own food and vegetables or whatever, right? Most of us want to do that. But in Tanzania, it's a way you have to do it. And the best way to me is to create your own business and purchase land under your business. That's the most efficient way to make your money work for you instead of giving your money to somebody else and depending on them to help you with your paperwork and do all this, make sure your stuff is right. At the end of the day, they got your money, and if your stuff ain't right, your stuff ain't right. They ain't gonna lose sleep at night if your paperwork is not right. They're gonna help you, but it's not gonna be that same urgency as it is for you. And it's stressful to depend on others to do things for you that you can do for your own self. And in terms of giving your money to other people, if anyone here has some kind of land project or whatever, um, you have to be careful because you don't know if all their paperwork is in order or in compliance, right? When you do business here, it could be kind of tricky. So you talking giving your money to somebody else who has a business, but you don't know if all their documents are squared away. You don't know if everything is only in their name. If they're a foreigner, you know, it may not be, it may be in the local's name or whatever. And I don't know if that's something that you don't mind your land that you buy being in somebody else's name and you build it and you invest a lot into building your house, putting up a wall and planting fruit and vegetables, but it's not in your name. It's in the local's name. So they can call the shots. Yes, you're hoping that this person is an honest person. And if you just don't know. So it's for me, I feel like it's best to do it through your own business and just hold on to your money. And I know it's different in different countries. So when you go to different countries, it might be a little bit easier, like Ghana and other places, Kenya maybe. But here in Tanzania, you have to have a business. So yeah. So anyway, I'm trying to think of any other ways to avoid getting scammed. I did tell you about the fees for hotels or Airbnbs. Um, I'm not a big proponent of Airbnb if I'm not like booking an Airbnb here if I'm not here. But they're getting nicer and more true to what they look like online. So you may be okay with that. The thing is if you book an Airbnb, book it for like maybe one day or two, and then you go there and you see that everything is good, then you can go ahead and extend it for a week or 2 weeks or however long you're gonna be here. So that's the best way to do it. And then if you're looking for an apartment, they have a lot of them online now, but one thing I noticed by them being online, like on Instagram or whatever, they're overcharging a lot. A lot of those apartments are way, way over. It's way too expensive. So, I mean, it's like U.S. prices. They're overcharging you big time on these apps online, like Instagram and all that. I've seen some rentals in some of the areas that we stay in, and I'm like, those prices are ridiculous. So you have to connect with people that are in the diaspora that are here and they can advise you, maybe connect you to someone to help them find a place or talk to people that way versus you going online doing it yourself because you'll be overcharged a lot. And it happened to a lot of us. But we're trying to help you avoid these same traps, these same scams, or whatever. And then buying big ticket items. That's the last point. If you want to purchase like a car or washing machine or bed and all that, it's always best to have a local with you. And you just have to trust that local, because the locals can also, the ones that help you can also get over on you, so they can charge you a certain, they can tell you a certain price. The local can talk to them and tell you a certain price, and they can make a deal, and they both can get paid off of you. So it's kind of tricky, but it's workable. You just have an idea of talk to some other locals and find out what's a good price for a bed, what's a good price for this. And then a lot of the stores you go into, like the mall or Shoppers, it's like one of the grocery stores we go to is like a almost like a mini Walmart. I don't know, because they have food and they have like appliances and stuff, like a mini Target. I don't know. And so those prices are set. So that's one thing, is if you go into certain places like the mall and certain places, the prices are set. So you know that price is going to be set. But also for everybody. It's not just charging you because you're a foreigner. You're going to pay the same price as everybody, but it's still good to compare prices. So, and if you speak with someone that lives here, that's from the diaspora, they can give you the pointers, the tips. They can show you the different places to go to look for furniture, connect you, try to connect with people who sell cars. You can go look at a few. Just don't be in a rush to do stuff. Don't be in a rush to hurry up and, uh, you know, be patient. And like here in Tanzania, they say poly poly, do things slowly, think about it. You might see something you want, just say, I'll come back. If it's gone, it's gone. Just be okay with you being patient and purchasing big ticket large, because it's money, it's a lot more money. So you want to make sure that you are patient with things you do in terms of setting a business, partners that you pick, buying large ticket items, even traveling. You want to, check all the different ways. If you want to travel to different areas, do you want to catch a bus? Do you want to catch a train? Do you want to fly? Just compare prices and just make sure that you are taking your time in decision making, especially financial decision making, because it could make you or break you. It can save you a lot of money, because even though a lot of things are not as expensive as in the West, like the food, but you can make you can make that up in being overcharged, or you can end up paying just as much that you pay in the West or more by being overcharged for everything that you buy. It adds up from your rent to this, So you just want to be take your time, be patient, get advice, connect with diaspora, be mindful of which diaspora you connect with. If you connect with someone that seems a bit money hungry, or everything is about money, be careful with that. Um, and I understand we do business, we do consultations and all that, but you want to keep that in perspective. Everything don't have to be about money, money, money. You know, so just keep that in mind. So these are a few pointers for those who are interested in leaving America and moving to Africa. And this can go for any country. I'm specifically in Tanzania. I've been here since 2020, so it's going on 4.5 years now. So I pretty much can give you a few pointers that I thought about. I didn't write anything down. I just went off of memory. So, but anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to this video. I'll do another video next week, and yeah, if I could think of any other thing before next week, I'll do another video. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully this will be helpful for those who are interested in leaving the West, any of the Western countries for that matter, and moving to Tanzania. I am here. I am one of the elders online that are here. There are a lot of people online, but some of the elders, it's a lot of us here, but a lot of us are not online, YouTubers, So I'm just one of the ones that can kind of help you. If you're 40 and up, if you want somebody that's, more mature, a little older, elder, you can hit me up. DiasporaConnect0@gmail.com. DiasporaConnect0@gmail.com. I do travel and business consultations. I've been doing a lot more business consultations than travel, because people are interested in how they can do business here if they want to come here. And especially if they want to come here, do business by land and all that, you have to create a business. So But anyway, thank you so much. I'll do another video soon. Please do me a favor and like, share, and subscribe. Thumbs up. Hit on the notification bell to be notified. So when I do a new video live or anything, you'll get notification. Please make sure that you're still subscribed, because YouTube been unsubscribing my people for some. Everybody's been saying that, but make sure you're still subscribed. And I'll do another video in the next couple of days. So thank you so much for taking the time to view my content. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm going to say shalom, salama, peace, family. See you guys in the next one.